On a late-night talk show segment, Kelly Ripa turned to Maya Rudolph, her guest for the evening, with a look that suggested a mix of admiration and mischief. As she leaned in, Ripa revealed a secret that sent both the audience and Rudolph into fits of laughter, a twist that nobody saw coming. "You know, Maya," Ripa began, teasingly, "I heard something from the vice president herself." Rudolph, who was sitting across from Ripa, her eyes wide with curiosity, tilted her head. "Oh no, what did she say?" "The vice president," Ripa continued, pausing for dramatic effect, "Kamala Harris, told me that your famous SNL impersonation of her inspired her to start impersonating you, impersonating her." The revelation was nothing short of mind-bending. The audience erupted in delighted gasps and laughter. Maya Rudolph, who was known for her iconic, spot-on impressions on Saturday Night Live, particularly her portrayal of Kamala Harris, looked momentarily stunned, then burst into laughter, her infectious joy taking over the room. "Wait," Maya said, still chuckling, "so you're telling me that Kamala Harris is impersonating me impersonating her? That's surreal." Ripa, grinning widely, nodded. "That's right. Apparently, she watches your sketches and has developed this whole routine, channeling your version of her. She even says it helps her to, keep things light when the political pressure gets too intense." Maya, who had become one of the most beloved comedic actresses of her generation, leaned back in her chair, laughing so hard that tears formed in the corners of her eyes. "This is unreal," she said, wiping away the tears. I don't know if I'm honored or terrified." The story was a delightful collision of the world of politics and comedy, a fusion that reflected the unique time in history when political figures were just as likely to be viewed as cultural figures as they were leaders of the nation. For Maya Rudolph, it was both an honor and an absurd privilege. Her impression of Kamala Harris had become a viral sensation, and even more amusingly, it had inspired a ripple effect that extended all the way to the vice president herself. But how had it all begun? The origins of Maya's portrayal of Kamala Harris lay in the fever pitch of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Kamala Harris, the first woman of Black and South Asian descent to be elected Vice President of the United States, was an instant cultural icon. Her confident demeanor, sharp wit, and polished public appearances made her a target for political parody, but there was something about Rudolph's take on Harris that transcended the typical impersonation. Maya's portrayal was both loving and sharply satirical, emphasizing Harris's poise and charm while also playfully mimicking her trademark speeches and rhythmic cadence. The impression became a comedic staple on SNL, where Maya effortlessly channeled Harris's confidence and ability to remain calm under pressure. "I mean," Maya had once said in an interview, "Kamala has this incredible energy. She's so polished, so together, and she's always got this amazing smile that's, like, a little too calm, She says things like, 'I'll have to get back to you on that,' and you just know she's not going to break a sweat. It's perfect for comedy." What made Maya's impression so endearing, though, wasn't just her physical resemblance to Harris. It was her ability to capture the essence of the vice president's personality, the grace under fire, the ability to disarm with humor, and the seemingly effortless way she could command a room. In many ways, Maya's comedic take on Harris was a tribute to her. It wasn't about mocking her, it was about honoring the vice president's unflappable style and then putting a light-hearted spin on it. What Maya hadn't anticipated, however, was the ripple effect her impression would have on Kamala Harris herself. "I think I saw the clip where she laughed for the first time," Maya recalled in the interview, reflecting on the moment she learned Kamala had seen her impression. "And I thought, oh, okay, I did it. She likes it. But hearing that she took it to the next level and started impersonating me, that's just next level surreal." The news that Kamala Harris had begun adopting some of Maya's mannerisms and speech patterns during her public appearances was the kind of plot twist that could only happen in the bizarre world of modern pop culture. The line between politics and entertainment had blurred in ways no one could have predicted. But that was the world we lived in now, where even the highest offices in the land were aware of their media portrayals and actively participated in the conversation. The idea of a sitting vice president impersonating a comedic actress's portrayal of herself was a deliciously ironic reflection of the times. It suggested that even the most high-profile politicians could not escape the pull of satire, parody, and cultural imitation. And yet, There was something beautifully unifying about it. It showed that comedy had the power to reach even the most important figures in society, to create a bridge between seemingly disparate worlds. For Kamala Harris, embracing her portrayal by Maya Rudolph wasn't just about acknowledging the humor, it was about owning it. In a way, it spoke to the vice president's ability to take herself lightly, to laugh at herself while navigating the pressures of her role. After all, it was hard to imagine a leader who could reach the level of success Harris had without maintaining a sense of humor. As the laughter in the talk show studio died down, Maya reflected on the absurdity of the moment. I mean, if Kamala wants to do an impression of me doing her, I'm all for it, she said, shaking her head in disbelief. It's such a weird full circle. I guess that's what happens when you're impersonating someone who's already such a dynamic figure. Ripa, who had been smiling along with the audience, leaned forward. Who knows, she said, maybe we'll see the two of you in a sketch together one day. Can you imagine? Maya paused, her eyes twinkling. I think it would be the ultimate political comedy crossover, she said, laughing. Kamala Harris impersonating me impersonating her. It's a political parody dream. The conversation continued with further light-hearted banter, but the revelation of Kamala Harris impersonating Maya Rudolph's impersonation of her lingered in the air. It was a moment of pure, unfiltered joy, the kind of story that could only happen in the intersection of politics, comedy, and popular culture. And for Maya, it was a reminder that sometimes, the lines between satire and reality blur in the most unexpected, and delightful, ways. How's that for a fun twist?